Fact: most people, when confronted with the idea of buying a car at auction, would rather cut off bits of their anatomy.
Fact: auctions are still the best place to buy a classic car for the lowest possible price. And if you don't believe me, take a look at this lot.
Sold. How about this 1976 Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow? Drives well, looks well, sits well. Owner wants £8,000, but it's actually worth around £6,000. But with the market in the state it is at the moment, it's always worth making a sporting bid. You never know what's going to happen. And Rollses may have lost their cachet in some quarters, but at this sort of money, you can afford to be ironic. It may be 70s kitsch, but that, I'm told, is now deeply fashionable.
But if the Rolls isn't kitsch enough, then there's this utterly ridiculous 1965 stretch checker cab. This puts modern MPVs in the shade, seating 11 people with enough boot space for all their worldly possessions. It's done 19,000 miles, allegedly, and the last owner who bought it in 1990 did 9 miles. He obviously loved it then. So you could use it to take your mates on holiday or make a big impression with the opposite sex. And then spend the next 2 years trying to sell it. Brilliant.
But for those laying claim to a level head, there are some altogether more practical propositions like this 1962 Triumph TR4. American import, steering wheel on the left-hand side. Nothing wrong with American imports, especially if they come from dry states. That means they won't be rusty. When you're looking at classic cars, look for clues. Here we've got a tax disc from Miami Beach and from New York, neither of which are dry states. This car's been restored, but not brilliantly. The panel gaps are all over the place. You can get Joe Brand through here. Right colour, right wheels, but it needs a good £2,000 spending on it. It'll make between 4 and 4.5, which is about right money, much more, and then it starts to get expensive. This, on the other hand, is much, much more interesting. A very, very bonny 1976 Alfa Romeo Spider 2000. Now this is that rare thing, a rust-free Alfa Romeo, because it's come from California. Very level, very straight, very original. The only non-standard thing is one headrest. It's got the 5-speed box. Altogether, a nice little car. Owner says he'll take between 4 and 4.5, making it a rather cheap little trinket for the King's Road.
But all that glitters is not gold. This Ferrari 400 is up for between 8.5 and 10.5k. Fantastic, you might think. It's a Ferrari for Fiesta money. Whoa there, Tonto. It may be from the Prancing Horse stable, but this is the least desirable Ferrari ever made, and you'll need a sack of cash to run it. Remember, if you're going to an auction, wear your sensible trousers.
And the car you would need to be most cautious about is this. It's a 1965 Aston Martin DB6, and as you can see, it is well past its first flush of use. It's been in a barn for 12 years. It needs a new interior. The chassis shot, complete respray required, and a complete mechanical overhaul. Ironically, this car has attracted more interest than any other at the whole auction, and there are people coming from all ends of the country to view it. The brutal, unpalatable fact of the matter is you would need to spend £50,000 getting this car up to apple pie order, and at the end of the day it would be worth 20. Let's face it, there are far more entertaining ways of losing £30,000 than that.
So there it is. Lead with your head and not with your heart, and you could end up with a bargain. But let sentiment get the better of you, and you may be limping away with a turkey.
Stay with us, because in a few minutes we'll show you what some of this lot fetch, plus some handy hints and tips on buying your next classic under the hammer.
Now, a short story.